I decided to do my research paper on Batman because ever since I was a kid, I've enjoyed watching Batman on TV, and he's really helped me through a lot of difficult times in my life. And he's even helped me as an adult. Batman has a very complex origin. He was created by artist Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger. He first appeared in May of 1939 in Detective Comics issue number 27. So, Batman's been around for a really long time, over 75 years. And as you can see on the right, that's actually the cover of that comic. And as you can see, he has this guy in a headlock, and it is a very different Batman than you and me know of today. Batman's debut on the big screen was in July of 1943. So he's also been on been in movies and TV for a very long time. His first TV appearance was episode 1 of Batman in 1966, starring Adam West. Now, what do we know about Batman's morals? Well, he does not kill. He does not use guns. He imprisons his enemies, and he trusts the justice system to handle their punishment. He's considered a rather moral hero, more or less most of the time. Has Batman always been so moral? In 1939, the first year of Batman comics, as you can see in the bottom right, he's kicking this guy in the head, which snaps his neck. And he would kill when he deemed necessary. And as you can see on the top right, he did used to use guns as well. He thought that some criminals were better off dead than in jail. But this was only for like the first year of Batman comics. And then later on, they ended up retconning this in 1940, and Batman suddenly had a no-kill rule and didn't use guns anymore. My research question is, how has Batman's morals evolved since his creation, and what caused this change? On the bottom, you can see a quote that says, "If you kill a killer, the number of killers in the world remains the same." And then on the right, you can see this little clip from a comic book that says, "Much as I hate to take human life, I'm afraid this time it's necessary," as he's aiming through his sniper rifle about to kill one of his enemies. My hypothesis for this research question is the creators wanted Batman to be more kid friendly because a growing concern at the time was that violence in comic books was making kids more violent, which was very prevalent in the late 1930s and early 1940s. And this sounds very familiar because they try to make the same argument today about if video games make our society more violent. Batman's morals might change based on the morals of the writer who is writing him, which makes sense because, like for an example, Tim Burton is, a darker writer, so he wrote Batman a little darker in his movies than he might be portrayed in a comic book. Maybe Batman underwent a traumatic event that caused him to change his ideals, which, hint hint, in 1940 they added his origin story, which is that his parents were killed in an alleyway by a gun, which would make sense that he wouldn't like guns anymore, and he'd be against killing. Since the character of Batman is over 75 years old, his morals are changing with the morals of society, which makes sense. Society's going to change over time, so why shouldn't Batman? My research plan is to read Batman comics from different decades to see if there's a change in morality, and to research problems that were going on during the time to explain this change in morality, and to read scholarly articles discussing how Batman has changed over the decades, and finally, to rewatch Batman TV and movies from different decades, see if there's a change in morality. I hope you liked this presentation, and you have a good day. Goodbye.